what is going on, guys? It's your boy, El Loco, aka Juan Rodriguez. Thank you for those of you that are tuning in. Let me tell you guys what this podcast is going to be all about. Mainly, it's going to be focused on MMA and boxing because I really love learning and talking about the sports because I see fights every week, every weekend. And yeah, that's what this podcast is mainly going to be about. Sometimes I'll talk a bit about other sports, like soccer, F1, American football. And yeah, probably that, or even have episodes with friends, so talk about other stuff, whatever they want to talk about, like a nice little interview or like a conversation. And maybe in the future, if this goes big, with the whole episodes with MMA and boxing, maybe I can interview some people. But yeah, this is the plan right now. I'm just starting. I'm just so excited to start this podcast. I've been wanting to start a podcast since the beginning of the year, but I finally got everything I need to. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Let me tell you guys a bit about me. I'm a 20-year-old and I'm from El Paso, Texas, telling you guys really about me. But yeah, I'm an amateur boxer. I currently just have one fight. It was about a year ago, but I do plan on fighting more. I just need to do a weight cut, but I need to process. I need to have get determined, and I will be determined to cut this weight that I need to make so I can compete again, because it was really fun the first fight I had. I just really stopped focusing on it afterwards, but I'm really ready to get back in shape and tell you guys how my progress goes. And if I get to fight again, I'll take you guys with me to see the fights, and see my fight too. But I'm really excited, for all of this. It's all new to me, especially the whole podcasting. But yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, well, let's start with the first match of UFC 277, which was Magomed Ankalaev versus Anthony Smith. It really sucks to see that Anthony Smith broke his ankle. That sucks to see. You don't want to see someone get injured. There's been so many injuries this year, especially this last month. We saw Brian Ortega, Tom Aspinall, and now Anthony Smith. That's 3 matches right there. They're all been back-to-back weeks. What's going on with all these injuries? That sucks. It's like a weird curse that's going on. People need to stop getting injured. I don't know what's going on. I know it's not their fault. Excuse me for what I said. But, it's not their fault. But I wish them a good recovery and for them to get back as soon as they can. But yeah, Magomed Ankalaev, he's probably, I still think he should fight another top contender. This isn't enough since Anthony Smith was injured. So I want to see him fight another top contender, and to see if it's the clear decision, victory, because this one, it was kind of, it still counts as a win, because how he finished the fight. But, Anthony Smith wasn't at full capability. So, yeah, I would think a good matchup for him would be Jan or Glover. If, whoever doesn't get the title shot next, I feel Magomed can fight them. Let's move on to the next fight. It was Alexander Pantoja versus Alex Perez. Pantoja did a really good job getting in that rear naked choke. I'm pretty sure it was a rear naked choke. Don't get me, don't take my word for it. But yeah, he's showing that he should be the next top contender in flyweight. So let's see how far the UFC takes him or who they offer him next. He really made a statement, because in the press conference, he was all like, oh, I should be next in line. I should be next in line. So yeah, it's really good to see him win then. And then, the controversial win with Sergey Pavlov. Sorry if I said his name wrong. Against Derek Lewis. I honestly, I was waiting for Derek Lewis. We're Texas people. We go for our own people. But yeah, it really sucks seeing that Derek Lewis lost. I have to admit, by the way he fell, it looked like he was out. Because you don't just fall on your knees like that, because it didn't even look like he was going for a takedown. He just fell like that, So I saw how the referee stopped that, and I agree with the referee with that. So it wasn't an early stoppage. You know, Derek Lewis might have been looked like he was good, but maybe he wasn't. You know, it's all about that poker face when you're fighting. And let's move on to the main event. Brandon Moreno, the Mexican himself, you know. Oh, he shows the Mexican spirit so much. It's amazing, you know. I love to see him fight. It was amazing, you know. It was an amazing win. You know, of course he got hit a lot, but he was determined to win, and he showed it, you know, with that beautiful kick. With that beautiful kick, it was amazing. Oh my god, it was so quick too, because you could see Kai France going to block it, but boom, landed right on the spot. So it's good to see Brandon Moreno win, and now he's gonna fight Figgy for the 4th time. You know, it's like so crazy because they're 1-1-1. You know, who would have thought like that could happen in like a UFC fights? You know, we're gonna see the first ever quadruple, so I'm really excited to see that. I'm a root for my homeboy Moreno. You know, gotta show the Mexican roots. You know, and of course, you know, his previous fight with Figgy was really a bit controversial. I thought he did enough to win the fight, Moreno, but I also did see why they gave the fight to Davidson. You know, because he was like landing more of the significant strikes, even though Moreno would get back up and he would, you know, be all fine. You know how the judges see that. So I'm excited for that one. And the main event, Amanda Nunes dethroning Juliana Pena and getting her title back. You know, she's a double champion again. She shows why she's the greatest woman of all time. I think that's true, you know. But yeah, you know, it was a really good performance. You know, she dominated. Of course, Juliana showed her sides too on how she could have almost won. But Amanda Nunes, wow. You know, she made a statement. I would like to see that fight again. I really wouldn't want to see, because everyone's talking about Shevchenko and Amanda Nunes, but I really want Shevchenko to fight Tatiana again. You know, she kind of, you know, a lot of people didn't think she won, so she needs to prove that she won, you know. But it's okay, you know. If they make Amanda Nunes and Shevchenko 3, that would be amazing too. You know, I wouldn't mind it. You know, I'm a fan of the sport. I love seeing all these fights. But yeah, it was a really good card. I personally, I was kind of, I didn't know what I was expecting for this card, but they showed up to fight. They showed up. We're like, we're gonna fight, and they did. So that was really cool of them to do that. Some matchups that have been announced for the future. You know, there is Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. Honestly, I'll be honest with y'all. I don't think Islam deserves that title shot, if I'm being honest here. You know, I wanted to see him fight Beneil Dariush, even though they're gonna fight in the same event. You know, that's what it irritates me, because like they were supposed to fight, but now one's fighting for the title and the other one isn't. You know, and also whenever you see their victories differently, like yes, Islam Makhachev is on a 10-fight win streak, but look at the opponents he's beating. You know, like yeah, he beat Dan Hooker, Bobby Green. Dan Hooker, you know, he was coming short notice, you know, and also from a loss. And as well, Bobby Green, I mean, he was coming from a win, but it was still a short notice fight, you know? Like, come on. Like, and he deserves a title shot like that. Like, you know, you could, it's just irritates me so much, you know, how some people, they do get that privilege more than others, because I don't really think he deserves that title shot. So I really want to see Charles Oliveira show a dominant performance, you know. I'm pretty sure he's still going to go in because he doesn't have the title, and I know 100% he wants the title. Like, he wants to have it with him, you know. Like, come on. Like, that's the whole point people fight, you know. Like, a lot of people like to say, no, I'm fighting for legacy. No, people want to fight to be champions. That is my goal in boxing, and that is their goal in the UFC. They want to be the UFC champion. So Charles Oliveira is going for that gold. As much as they took it away from him, which was really dumb. But yeah, Charles Oliveira and Islam Makhachev. That's gonna be a good fight. Still, they also announced Michael Chandler versus Dustin Poirier. That is a really good fight because I really don't know how it's gonna go. I wanna say Michael Chandler might try to take it to the ground, but who knows? Like maybe he'll want to stand up, show that he's better at his stand-up game than Dustin Poirier. But we're gonna see. That's gonna be a really good matchup. I am really excited for that one. Dustin Poirier does want it to be a 25-minute match, so we'll see how it goes. I don't think it should be a 25-minute match, but we'll see about that, As well, freaking Hamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz. Like, wow, that one's crazy that they actually did that one. You can tell the UFC really wanted to pull that one off because people have been saying it from the beginning that those two should fight. Especially, I don't know, for Hamza. Everyone thinks Hamzat's going to dominate Nate Diaz. I mean, maybe not, Look at his last fight. He almost lost against Gilbert Burns. He still got the victory. But we'll see how Nate Diaz is doing, if he still has his chin, Let's see how he does. He also has some power with him. You saw his last fight, how he rocked Leon Edwards. So there's a chance that Nate Diaz can rock him still. But we'll see. I'm not counting out Nate Diaz out. So we'll see. But if I would have to bet, I would still bet on Hamza, but it wouldn't be as much. Like, I wouldn't think it would be like an easy victory for him. Like, come on. Like, the guy, he's really good. He showed that his training is paying off, but, like, come on. Like, it's still a fight. Anything can happen. So we'll see how that fight goes. All right, well, let's talk about this week's fight night. It's going to be a really good one. Santos against Hill. Two stand-up guys that like to throw hands. Even though I have to be honest with y'all, Thiago Santos, he's been disappointing me. He hasn't been let loose, with throwing his hands. So we'll see how he does against Jamal Hill. He's been knocking out people. You saw how he knocked out Johnny Walker. That was a crazy knockout. That's where I was like, at first I was like, who is this Jamal Hill? And then I saw that week's fight, when it happened, and I was like, wow. Like, it was like crazy knockout. So we'll see if Santos can keep up with Jamal's power, because he has power too. But we'll see how he does. It all depends if Thiago Santos it will show up or if he won't. He didn't show up his last fight. I hope he shows up this fight. And then also they have the tough fights. I don't know if you guys saw the tough show. It was really nice. I liked it. It wasn't as crazy as like other seasons, but it was a really good one. People were showing up there. There was some drama. You love to see some drama. But yeah, the guys that made it to the finale: Usman versus Zach Bogba, Puga. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's going to be a really good heavyweight fight. I have to be honest, I'm leaning more towards Muhammad Usman to win the fight. But, Zach, he can pull the victory too. So we'll see who wins there. And as well as the girls, Walker against Miller, that one can go. Honestly, I wouldn't be so sure who would win that one. So maybe Miller, maybe Walker. So yeah, I honestly don't have a pick for that fight. But yeah, I'm still happy to see those fights. So we'll see how that goes. And then as well, Vicente Luque, he's gonna fight this week. It was a really when he lost against the dude. What's that dude's name? I low-key don't like him. Damn, I forgot his name. Give me one second. Bilal Muhammad. It sucked that he got taken down. Bilal Muhammad has such a boring fight style. I honestly don't like him as a fighter. He talks shit about Amanda Nunes. He was like, I wasn't impressed by what she was being so arrogant for. Like, bro, like, I don't see you dropping people like that, She dropped, Juliana Pena 5 times, and I was like, come on. you have to take her word for it, you know. It looked like she could have stopped the fight, but he was like, "Oh, I wasn't impressed," you know. Like, fuck out of here, bro. Like, you haven't done that anything, you know. But Vicente Luque is gonna return, so glad to see that. And yeah, let's see how these week's fights go. As well, let's talk about some boxing fights, you know. Um Michael Colan, he's fighting the Irish guy. He's really good. You know, I saw his previous fight where he got that knockout, I think in like the early rounds, like in round 2 or 3. So I'm really excited to see him fight again. So it's going to be some good fights for boxing as well. Did you guys see Deontay Wilder? He made an appearance at the Dana White Contender Series. They saw him training. They saw him training at the UFC facility. So is he going to make a return? You know, I'm excited for that. I remember like a couple years ago where people would talk bad about Deontay Wilder, like, oh, he just swings, he just throws wild shots, but come on. He's a really good boxer, you know. He showed his determination, you know, in his recent fights, you know, but he didn't get the victory, unfortunately. But I am excited to see him fight. I do want to see him fight my favorite Mexican American fighter, you know, Andy Ruiz. You know, he's gonna fight too soon. There's some stuff going on with him because like how he left the Canelo team. So we'll see how he does there in his fight. It's gonna be a really good one. So I hope Andy Ruiz wins there. But I hope Deontay Wilder, you know, they show his next fight or what happens next. I haven't seen quite yet. Also, talking about the Dana White Contender Series, did you guys see all the fights? Like, oh my god, they were some crazy knockouts. Like, I can't remember the guys' names exactly. My bad, I'm sorry. But those were some really good fights. Like, oh my god. Like, I kind of figured there was going to be way more knockouts this time because, you know, what Dana had said last week where he was all like, oh, like, come on, guys, you know, like, what is this? You know, this isn't the Dana White Contender Series, you know? And they can't, and these people, like, I feel like they knew. They were like, come on, if I really want to get a contract, I have to get a knockout. And they went to go prove it. And yeah, that was good from them. Also, I want to talk about the two guys that are like gonna make a screening in movies. Kamaru Usman, you know, it's really good to see him that he's gonna make an appearance in the Black Panther movie. You know, that's gonna be really excited. Let's see what they do with him. And as well with Conor McGregor, they announced that he was gonna be in Roundhouse. I think that's the name, Roundhouse. You know, the cool I think it's like a fighting movie. I'm not sure exactly, but like he also tweeted. So did he tweet like for like a retirement, or what did he tweet exactly about? You know, because he was all like, "Thank you UFC, easy work," you know, something like that. He said, "Don't take my my word exactly like that," but yeah, like come on. Like, is he hinting that he's not going to come back in the ring, or what's going to happen with him? You know, we'll see in the future with what goes with him. But I personally don't think he would come back, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, you know what, guys? This is it. Thank you for everything. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys stay in for like the other episodes. I'll announce when the next episode will be, probably within a week or, you know, a week and a half. You know, I need to learn how to edit everything, you know, and get really good at it and not have like a horrible work. So yeah, thank you guys for everything. El Loco, and don't forget to drink your water. You know, a gallon a day. That's what you need to drink daily. Well, not really, at least 2 liters. And this is almost 4 liters. So yeah, guys, drink your water. All right.